Hey everybody, welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. We are just outside the, what was this thing called again? The Gilded Perch? The Gilded Cage? The Gilded Perch, right, where we found the Snidgets. It's a day later, and Poppy has returned back to Hogwarts and wants to talk with us about what a great friend we are and how awesome our adventure has been. So let's go take care of it. Where is she? She's over near here? Is that her? No, that's the Undercroft. That's Sebastian. Where is our little friend here? She's in the Great Hall, right? There we go. Okay. Come on. There we go. And a quick chat with her, and then we'll go talk to Sebastian. And I think we'll finish the game. Alright, let's see where she is right now.
What do you mean you won't be coming home for the holidays? Darling Aunt Philomena has come all the way from Guernsey! Well, the joke is on you, because now you
Students
Just the
fighting.
person I was hoping to see.
I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets.
If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs. And I wanted to thank you. When the poachers ambushed us, it was nice not to face them alone.
You can always count on me for a fight when it comes to poachers.
That makes two of us. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. I wouldn't want a repeat of Horntail Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the Three Broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there.
Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks?
I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer. Highwing's the only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course.
Yeah, the more isolated she is, the better for us. We can rely on her to do things for us, so let's just reinforce her natural tendencies here.
Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good company.
She is. Although I am beginning to see the appeal of human friends. It was nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone. And share Highwing.
Does your Gran know that we found the Snidgets?
I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the Snidgets.
I don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you?
I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
It has all been a pleasure, Poppy. Do try and stay out of trouble.
Don't know that I can. We've taken on poachers twice now, successfully. I rather think you've helped me develop a taste for it. And with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble.
How about that? Little Poppy
You and I
sweetie.
should meet for a butterbeer soon. Perhaps Highwing can join us?
Turning into a proper, dangerous little girl. Good for her. And there's the second of the three relationship lines complete. We've done Natty, we finished Natty's quest, we finished Poppy's quest, now it's time to finish Sebastian's. So he is down in the Undercroft, which means we go to the Astronomy Tower and then head down to the Defense Against Dark Arts classroom. Is that right? Pretty sure. That's pretty close. Let's go see how he's feeling after doing a murder. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to cure Anne in this playthrough. It seems like that's not available. Or maybe it has to do with the choices I made. Maybe if I'd played it differently, we would have been able to somehow. But at least in this playthrough, it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. Unless there's more to this than I feel. Seems like it's about to wrap up and he's going to go, into hiding. And someday he'll find a way to cure her. That kind of a thing. Let's see.
I'm glad you came.
Sebastian, I received your owl. What's happened?
Ominis spoke with Anne about what happened with my Uncle Solomon. She believes I should pay for what I did, but she won't turn me in. She said the guilt I'll have to live with is punishment enough.
I'm so sorry, but I'm glad to know that you can at least try to move on now.
The thing is, I think I've lost my sister, my twin, forever. She refuses to even see me. I can't blame her. I couldn't really blame any of you if you gave up on me entirely. You all believed in me, and I let you all down.
All right, time to lock it in. Yeah. Anne may never forgive you. You'd better just focus in on me. I'm the last person that you can trust. I'm the only person you can trust. You should listen to everything I say and do everything I tell you, and that's the only way you can avoid being alone forever.
Sebastian, I'm afraid Anne may never be able to forgive you. But at least now you have a chance to change your path.
Wait, no, not that second
I am
sentence.
glad for that. But I still have hopes that Anne may in time understand what happened and come to forgive me. I realize I can't undo what's been done, but I can try every day to make up for it. I owe you and Ominous everything for standing by me.
Well, it wasn't easy. But I believe in you, Sebastian. I've had a sense about you since that first day in Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Seems so long ago. Thank you. I have no idea what's to come, but I'm grateful for your friendship. I'm glad you came to Hogwarts.
A sallow grave. All right, there's all three of those done. Now, what was this new quest that just showed up? Huh. There is no new quest. Well, I'm not sure what that's about, but with that, I'm not going to do any of these other side quests. With that, it's time to finish the game. So let's go do this first part, Weasley's Watchful Eye. Where is she at the moment? Over here in the bell tower wing. Let's see what she has to say as the owls approach and our term comes to an end.
I'd like to see your parents' faces when they see your marks at the end of term. Perhaps you should work on your...
Oh, this is a long
Please
run.
do be mindful where you walk, won't you?
Come on, let's get there. Down and around. And around again. Through the courtyard. Okay. I guess that Flue Flame is not as close to her location as I would have wished. Alright, here we go.
Professor Weasley, you wanted to see me?
I did. We haven't had a chance to speak since I know you were quite close with Professor Fig.
Hogwarts won't be the same without him.
No, it won't. But I can assure you that he would want us to press on, and that he would rest easy knowing that the future of the wizarding world is in hands like yours.
Thank you, Professor.
You've had quite a year, both inside and outside of Hogwarts. I've heard all sorts of rumors. You've ridden a graphorn, befriended a goblin, rescued hippogriffs, even took it upon yourself to help Professor Black's house elf.
How did you...
It's harder to keep secrets around here than one might suspect. I'm just glad you found such a good friend in Miss Sweeting. It's nice to see her engaging more with her classmates. There have evidently been Snidget sightings in the area lately. If the centaurs are to be believed, 2 Hogwarts students are behind it.
I'm certain I don't know what...
No need to discuss it further. What I would like to discuss is your wizard's field guide. May I see it?
Of course. What do you think, Professor?
I think you've been busy this year. I see some progress here, but quite a bit of your field guide has yet to be completed. Fortunately, you do have some time to prepare for your OWLs. I will confess, I had a sense about you from that first moment you came bursting in, late, to the sorting ceremony. I am pleased to see that my instincts were correct. To think you've only been with us a year and you'll already be taking your OWLs, well, it's nothing short of astonishing.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
You are most welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do during the rest of your time with us.
Okay. Dear Professor Weasley, thank you for your owl. I'm overjoyed to hear that this most recent crop of 7th years includes a number of students who may be both interested in and well-suited for a career at the Ministry. Of course, their OWLs will provide confirmation of the latter, but equally invaluable to our recruitment process is your opinion. You have a neat perspective, given your experience with us. For that, I'm truly grateful. I look forward to further updates as the term progresses. Ferris Spavin, Minister for Magic. Well, if we were going to do anything for the Ministry, we'd be an Auror, because we're probably... I mean, over the course of our 5th year, our first year at Hogwarts, as a 5th year, we've killed probably 500, Ashwinders, a couple of, high-ranking and infamous evildoers and dark wizards. We've killed trolls. I mean, we're probably the most deadly and lethal wizard anywhere in the world at this point. So that's something to think about. Let's check our final quest here. The House Cup. I should attend the end-of-year feast in the Great Hall. Okay, this is it. Let's see how we do in the House Cup.
It's tormenting, Professor Black.
Test-taking montage. Everyone worked hard. There's a unicorn.
This year, we have seen our students exemplify the bravery of Godric Gryffindor. Allow me to finish. The loyalty of Helga Hufflepuff. The wisdom of Rowena Ravenclaw. And the ambition of Salazar Slytherin. And so, the winner of this year's House Cup...
Excuse me, Headmaster, if I may. One particular student's heroism during the attack on Hogwarts, not to mention the level to which they have excelled in their coursework, as a new student, no less. Well, it would seem that it certainly merits... I'd say 100 points to their house. Wouldn't you agree?
Ah, yes. Thank you, Professor Weasley. I suppose we have our winner.
And there you have it, folks. That's my playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. So overall, what was your feeling as you watched this playthrough? What did you think about the game? Because I know what I think. I think it's an incredible first entry in a new IP. It's a remarkable production of the Wizarding world into a video game. And while as a game it does have some flaws, it's still a lot of fun to play. The combat is surprisingly interesting and engaging. Up to a certain point, I felt like it was a mix of a good challenge and a good opportunity for creativity. Near the end there, I was underleveled and final boss was a bit of an HP sponge. And then later in the grind, in the post-game, I got so overpowered that nothing really provided much of a challenge anymore at all. The graphics are really good. We only encountered a very few graphical glitches and other types of bugs in the game. We had a little bit of a skin problem for Professor Fig there in the early days, and a couple times when the audio cut out or lowered strangely. The map is really, really well done, I think. It's a spectacularly large and varied map, lots of different environments, small towns. It really felt like a living Wizarding world in a lot of places. Now, in terms of criticisms, I would say it suffers from the same problem that a lot of open world games do, which is after the first few kind of incarnations of a given content type, the rest of it is just repetitive and samey, and it becomes just empty filler. For example, the Merlin trials, like the first 5 or 6, cool. They're interesting. But the next 60, 70, 80, 150 of them, they're just repetitions of the same things you've already done, and they start to get boring and unfun. It was similar with the treasure dungeons, and the foe variety, the enemy variety, could have used some work as well. I mean, after you fought a dark wizard, a spider, and a troll, you've sort of seen almost everything the game has to offer, right? Listening to this amazing credit music, I will say the soundtrack was very well done. I love the music for flying the broom and the mount. Some of the cutscenes had excellent sound design as well. The voice acting was really pretty solid throughout. The writing was decent. The dialogue was good. In terms of the overall story and plot, I have to say that was a little humdrum, a little straightforward, right? Ranrock threatened us. There was an ancient magic that could be used to defeat him. We progressed through a linear series of trials, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we had a final fight and beat him. There really wasn't a huge amount of anything kind of shocking. There was no twists. There were no secrets to uncover. Not really. The story of Rackham and Fitzgerald and what's her name? Isadora Morganach. All of that was very predictable and mundane. There was nothing all that interesting about it. So that would be kind of, I would say, the weakest point of the game, actually. So for an open world where you're experiencing more, where it's more about the experience of being in the world and living out the fantasy of playing a student attending Hogwarts, I'd say that part of it was very strong. And if you're a huge fan of the Wizarding world and the Harry Potter books, obviously you're going to enjoy the game and just like squeal with delight as you encounter some of these things. But the plot, I would say the overall story was a bit of a weak point. I also really wish there was more of an opportunity to turn to the darker side. I wish there was more of a consequence for choosing to keep the power instead of keeping it hidden. Because all that really happened is you had 5 seconds of cutscene where Fig died, and then the story just moved right along, right? You didn't get an opportunity really to kind of use the power in any meaningful way or see what the impact would be. What else can I say about the game? The animations were good, the graphics were good, the sound design was good. Overall, I enjoyed my time with the game. It wasn't by any stretch of the imagination my favorite game of all time, but it was well done, and again, it established a very good, for a first entry in a new intellectual property, it really set a very, very good baseline for future games. That and the map design too. While it was mostly full of filler, there were a few interesting mysteries, a few interesting secrets hidden here and there, and it's really set them up for a fantastic second game. The recreation of Hogwarts in particular was really, really well done. And I even think there's a little bit of an opportunity here for a second playthrough. Although I think that would be largely kind of to role play as a different character. Maybe do some side quests you didn't do the first time around, or see the different houses. So, like, I played as a Slytherin this time. Might be interesting to play as a Ravenclaw or a Hufflepuff, or a Gryffindor, to see what their houses are like and get maybe some different insights into different students. Yeah, overall, a really strong game. I'd say, for me personally, I would say between a 7.5 and an 8 out of 10. A lot of strengths, but for me, the story being kind of humdrum really took it away from like a 9 or a strong 8. It kind of dragged it down a little bit. I wish they'd done something a little bit more creative and thoughtful than a bog standard by the numbers fantasy story. That would have been interesting to me. You know, if you look at the Harry Potter books, right, there are some twists, there are some secrets. You know, the truth about Harry's parents, the truth about Voldemort and Tom Riddle, all that's kind of doled out over the course of the 7 books. And of course, because it's a book, you're able to have leave a lot more to the imagination. You don't have to budget things like, well, what can we actually create in a video game? So there's a difference there. But, you know, I think, again, overall, a good game, a strong game. And I did enjoy my time with it. I'm curious to know what you guys think now that the series is over. Did you enjoy my playthrough? What did you think about my roleplay? I mean, I did my best to play kind of a dark, power-hungry little witch, but I was locked in a little bit by what the scenario designers and the dialogue writers had put in there. If you play through or watch my playthrough thinking that all of her, like, cheery, happy, nice commentary is, you know, sociopathic in nature, it's not something she really believes or feels, but is saying because she understands how to play the social game, I think that adds a little bit of, a little soupçon, if you will, a flavor to the playthrough. But I was limited in what I could do there. Other than that, I would say, you know, if you're not the kind of person who's a total completionist or an achievement chaser, I'd say you could play through this game pretty much the way I did and get through it in about 35, 40 hours, maybe less if you just kind of rush and don't do too many side quests. If you're a completionist trying to get that platinum or that 100%, that's going to be a lot harder. There's just a lot of content you got to slog through here. And you got to do a lot of backtracking, and yeah, I would say it would take 60 to 70 hours. It would take me at least another 20 hours to 100% this, which I'm not going to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think about to say about the game. I do always make it a point to let the credits roll. These developers and all the associated people and all of the content, you know, the artists, the writers, even the management and other folks involved in producing some kind of game like this. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And although, you know, nobody really reads every single name, you know, the fact that they did the work, I think they deserve to have the credits at least rolled through once when I play a game like this. So at this point, I've concluded my thoughts about the gameplay. I hope you've enjoyed the playthrough. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me and watching this playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed. And other than that, I'm going to let the credits roll, and then the episode in the series will come to a conclusion. So thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next series, whatever that may turn out to be. And until then, as always, take care. We'll see you next time.